Okay, so to some of you, you might not even recognize all of this right now, just in the disarray. But I'm here with Jason with the Waterfront here on Anna Maria Island. And he's been gracious enough to really take his time, which he doesn't have much of, to talk to me today and kind of give you guys a heads up. So, you know, Jason, not everybody knows who you are.
All right.
But yeah, you know, tell us a little bit about the restaurant and then kind of lead into what you're doing as far as, you know, about the storm, you know,
Gotcha.
a little bit.
So. Okay, my name's Jason Suzar. We bought the Waterfront in 2002. 2004, we had a fire that took us to the ground. At that point in our life, we didn't really have the means to rebuild, so we had to wait on insurance, which took about, you know, a good year and 2 months. Finally got that up and remodeled as you see it now, which is instead, you know, it was an old circa 1922 wood cottage. We kept the same footprint with a block structure. In doing so, we had to make it hydrodynamic, where, you know, where the water won't come in per se. So they poured every, you know, concrete block and put rebar in it and kind of made it strong like that. And we have these special flood panels that we're supposed to put on the outside of the building. So there was some comfort there. So over the years, you know, every now and then, every other year, we'd have to put up the boards, and we've been doing that. And the boards are tired, you know. So I think this time, you know, we just it was just too much, you know, and you know, with not having the ability to have the boards in perfect condition, and so we got a good amount of water. We got about 4.5 feet in the back door, and about 3 feet inside, everywhere. Our grease traps backed up, and which caused a kind of a slimy thing, which we can't, you know, when we got back in the building, which pretty much got over everything, and it was, you know, the cleanup was a lot, you know, to handle. But yeah, so the back-to-back hurricanes haven't helped. You know, as far as my experience with dealing with a loss, you know, now I have some funds to be able to transition and not have to wait for the insurance money. It's made it easier. Still not sleeping at night. You know, I'm still worried about what it's going to take, you know, because my house, I've moved out of my house. You know, my parents, my sister, we all out of our houses.
We all
yeah, everyone. I'm not telling, you know, anything that anybody you know is not going through that's lived out here, but you know, we're just trying to get back. I got an amazing staff that's actually doing a good bit of the work, or helping, you know, those who are contractors and doing it right, and they're just kind of assisting, trying to save some money there, you know, and get open as soon as we can. We kind of had a line in the sand for November 8th, but I don't think that's attainable, so we're shooting for before Thanksgiving.
Oh, perfect. Yeah, so, that's a big one. So that's great. Yeah.
That's. I think we can do it. And along the way, we decided to make some changes and improve things, kind of like a refresh, bring some new ideas in, paint colors, and we figured, I mean, it's a construction zone. Yeah. There's nothing, and now's the time. Maybe lighten up the wood in this room a little bit, and you know, the wood in the restaurant is a lot, so we wanted to kind of pull that down a little bit. But just looking forward to getting back open, and you know, there might be a point where if you know, by Thanksgiving, if we're not open, we could just open the courtyard, because I think the kitchen's going to wrap up in the next week and a half.
Oh, nice.
But I think we're going to be good. It's just getting, you know, everyone needs a floor person. Everyone is going to need a painter,
right.
You know, a skilled carpenter, things like that. And so we're just trying to get those guys lined up, and that's the hardest part. So
sure. So and you know, you much more than me, your staff. You know, we've got 10, and you've got.
Yeah, that's the hardest part, and that's who you're fighting for to get back open. You know, and you know, I'm trying to help them with their. You know, we have health insurance at the restaurant. I'm paying for November, for Aflac, for Blue Cross Blue Shield. You know, I know they're. You know, I think it's for everyone's just got to get out and do what they can to kind of make the transition until we're back open. And you know, we're not sure when we reopen, you know, how much businesses are going to be out here too, which is, you know, hard to put your arms around too. And the first 2 weeks of December are our slowest time of year, so that's kind of, you know, we don't know what to expect. Normally we close those 2 weeks to do remodels and do some, you know, improvements. you know, everyone's usually off the island shopping
Right,
and
right.
taking care of things, getting ready for Christmas and stuff like that. So, we're doing a temporary railing for the moment. It's not gonna, everything's not going to look exactly the same in certain spots, but
But it's all done with a lot of love.
A lot of love,
I see
yeah.
a lot of your people out
No,
there
it's,
painting
I mean,
and whatnot.
yeah.
And of course, the
Yeah.
Lease brothers out there.
Yeah,
That's always good to see.
Rick's always
amazing.
involved in all of
Yeah.
our stuff for sure. No, it's been fun, and we have another one of our staff members, AJ, who does the private catering business. She's on our payroll too, and she's bringing us lunch today every day at noon. You know, at 4 o'clock we're having a glass of wine and have a beer. You know, just trying to squeeze as much of the positives out of this
Yeah.
whole thing as we can. But it's hard, I mean, it's hard in seeing your employees, struggling. I know I'm not sleeping well, and I've got 2 daughters, and my wife's got a shop that she's dealing with, getting back together, and our houses, and so it's a lot. But
Yeah. What shop is that she has?
the Nomad collection,
Oh, okay.
the old post office.
Right. So y'all remember
And they
that
did
name?
good. They didn't get, oddly enough, they got about 2 inches of water.
Yeah.
We're the sandbar, which is just, I don't know, 3 houses down.
Right.
So I don't know how that worked out. But, so everyone's just, every day is like, you don't need to have a plan because it just, things
Right.
pop up. And,
Right. When I called you, I
you have 1 or 2 and then everything else is filled in.
Yeah, you
So-
said you had to go to Sarasota, and my wife just drove from town, and
Yeah.
the traffic's just horrendous right now.
Yeah.
I don't know what the deal is. I think they're doing some road work or something
Yeah.
like that. But hey, thanks for everything. Is there anything else you'd like to end with? Are you kind of good? And
I just appreciate all the everyone, support in the community. I mean, I've had so many people come by and just volunteering their time and, and just wanting to help out. And that's hard to say we're good because most of the time we're good in that
Right.
moment. But it's just nice to have everyone, have that.
Yeah, the community really came together.
It's great. Yeah.
Yeah,
We'll be stronger after, and
Sure.
it's our turn, I think, and it's just concerning. And the hardest part that you don't want to think about is it happening again because you're putting all this effort into it. And I just every time that thought comes up, I'm like,
No, you
just
can't.
can't.
I mean, I've been here almost 65 years, and have never seen anything like that. But like you said, it was our turn.
Yeah,
And we
yeah.
don't know why that was because
Yeah, I
we've been
know.
spoiled for a long
Yeah,
time. But,
yeah. I think you're right.
It's one, and we were very complacent.
Mhm.
Yeah. Well, we've gotten some flooding and stuff before, but nothing like this.
And
having
my
it too-
heart goes out to like people who truly lost, the Rod and Reel, the Beach Bistro, the Sandbar, of the ones that are going to be out for a while. I mean, the Rod and Reel is devastating.
Yeah.
I mean, that's such a part of our island, and
Sure.
we got lucky compared to that. So we can't. We're just trying to stay positive and be thankful for what we have, and
Right.
work as a family and get it done.
Well, that's it. That's the whole point of this, and the reason I don't know how I decided to do this, but people asked, and it's worked out. So, yeah. So thank you
Yeah.
for doing this
No
for
problem.
me.
No problem.
And I'm finally figuring out this camera, but like I always like to end this thing up.
All right.
Tell your mom and dad you love them. Hug those kids, and just be kind. And thanks again for watching all this.